Hello and welcome to the Front Office Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Cameron, and as always, our show is sponsored by Tees and Trees Clothing. Tees and Trees is where we stand on business. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're checking in, man. We appreciate your check-in. As always, please make sure you click on the like, share, follow, subscribe button if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel. Like if you agree, comment if you disagree. You already know the rules, man. Hope everybody's doing well. Good week. We're leading into Thanksgiving next week, man. We got some NBA stuff we want to talk about today. Not a long episode, but just kind of want to go over a few things. It's early, so I don't really want to make predictions and things of that nature, but there are some very interesting things. And we're going to start with the standings as of right now, as I put them up on the screen. I'm going to tell you what's shocking to me. The West doesn't shock me. Oklahoma City, 15-1. The Lakers in the top 5. The Rockets in the top 5. Spurs up there. Golden State kind of mid-range, about 7, but not a whole lot of games that really separates them. What really surprises me is the Detroit Pistons at the top of the East and the Toronto Raptors right behind them. I'm a little surprised because I thought Orlando would be further ahead, but they've been dealing with some injuries. Bane getting acclimated, didn't look good early, especially against Atlanta that time when he just threw Buddy to the floor. But as of right now, they look to be getting better. Again, it's an 82-game season. It's very early, but I've been very impressed with Detroit specifically. They missed about, I think Cade missed about 3 games straight. They won. They found a way to win. They got 2 All-Stars on that team, in Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren. And I think Cade Cunningham should be mentioned in the MVP category for sure. His numbers are ridiculous. He went to that team. It was bad. Shout out to the coaching staff, Biggerstaff, Bernie Biggerstaff and his staff, man. I think they've done a great job. They did a really good job in free agency this summer, picking up the pieces that they need, getting Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert through trades or just free agent deals. I thought Detroit saw what they were capable of last year. I personally thought they could have beat the Knicks in that series, but they didn't. Shout out to the Knicks. Detroit is going to make a run. If they stay healthy, Detroit is going to be in that top 3 in the East, and Detroit is a problem. Jalen Duren is an all-star, for sure. Cade Cunningham is an all-star. And when they get Jaden Ivey back, that's just another weapon to add to the sauce. All right, so be on the lookout for Detroit. As far as the Raptors are concerned, I am surprised. I'm a little surprised. They're young. They got great pieces. You got RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Emmanuel Quigley. They got some good down low post guys. The young man Shed from Houston. He's a good role player. Grady Dick. Pause. They got some pieces. That's a good coaching staff over there. I think they go as far as Brandon Ingram can take them. And I'm not saying, of course, Scotty Barnes is on the team. I'm not saying Brandon Ingram is the best player on the team. But I am saying is when he's engaged, when he's playing like Brandon Ingram, when he is acting like he's 6'10" with handles and a 3-level score, Toronto is a problem. But when he's pouting, when he's not engaged, he's just kind of going through the motions, they're a bad team. So I do think they're going to go as far as Brandon Ingram and how he holds up and how consistent he is going to take them. All right, but we're going to move to the West Coast real quick, and I know y'all waiting for me to talk about LeBron. We're going to talk about LeBron and the Lakers and his return in just a second. Let's touch on OKC and Houston. OKC, I'm not surprised by OKC. OKC didn't do anything this summer. They didn't need to do anything. They're young players. Are growing. They're still developing. Chet Holmgren is looking better. Jalen Williams hasn't even played a game this year yet, and they've only lost 1 game. Seriously. They're going to be a problem. They're the team to beat. They're the NBA champs. They are the team to beat in the West. There is no way around that. All right. That's if you want to get to the promised land, which is the finals, you're going to have to go through OKC. As far as Houston is concerned, Houston is looking better. I think Amen Thompson is learning that role a little better. I think Reed Shepherd is a great addition or a great coming off the bench guy for them. Kevin Durant looks great. He's been healthy. Steven Adams is playing a role. Sagoon is amazing. He is definitely an all-star for sure. But I do think Houston with time and health is a problem. They're definitely going to be a top team in the West. I'm not sure if they're going to be healthy. And that's not me wishing any type of injury on anybody, especially a great player like KD or anybody like that. It's just you got a lot of guys on that roster who are injury prone. Fred VanVleet is already out. And I'm not going to say he's injury prone, but you're missing a big piece already with VanVleet. And now you have to worry about Kevin Durant. They have to manage that situation. Steven Adams, Sagoon, these guys, it's a good mix of vets and young guys. And if it's healthy, it's definitely a problem in that West. Houston is definitely a problem. And do I think they're going to win the championship? No. Do I think they're capable of winning the championship? Absolutely. For sure. They are very much capable. But we're going to see. Tonight is NBA Cup Friday. And it's a lot of people complaining, man, about, the NBA's trash and this, and they complain about the NBA Cup. This is the night when you watch. Friday night. Friday night is the night when you watch the NBA because it is AAU style. If a team is up 20, it's point differential. They're going to keep their starters in. Tonight is a good night to bet. It's a good night to bet because guys are going to get their numbers and they're going to go above and beyond because the NBA Cup is based on wins and point differential. So, for instance, if Cleveland is playing Milwaukee and they're up 20 and they know they're 30 points behind the top team, they're going to keep pouring it on. They're going to keep pouring it on. They're going to keep playing. They're going to keep their starters in. They're going to keep playing. I don't have a problem with the NBA. I think the expectation of the NBA is most people's problem. The expectation is what you saw in the 90s. And that's not what's happening here. It's the same thing in every sport. You see it in football. It's not as physical as it was in the 90s. Because they look at it and say, these guys have CTE and injury prone and we can't keep our stars on the field. So they made a change. Do I agree with it? Not necessarily, but I'm not about to sit here and criticize it because there's not much more they can do. Can they change a few rules to make a game better for the fans? Abso-fucking-lutely. Yes, they could, but we have to give them time. And it's the same thing with the NBA. All they do is dribble to the middle and kick and shoot threes. Well, I hate to tell y'all this. I hate to tell y'all old heads this. The triangle offense was amazing. I believe in today's game, the triangle offense could be effective. But I also believe in today's game, the triangle offense can be schemed against because every team doesn't have that dynamic. The Lakers ran it and you had Kobe and Shaq. The Bulls ran it and you had Scottie and Mike. Every team doesn't have that dynamic. And the teams that do have the dynamic look better doing what they're doing. So I'm against most of the common thought that the NBA is trash. I think the NBA has a very long season. I think it's the second longest season in sports behind baseball. It's not going to get good as far as every single night until they start making a playoff run. All right, until they start getting ready for the playoffs. But early, right now, those guys are playing for something in the NBA Cup. But let's not forget, let's talk about the Lakers real quick, man. LeBron James returned for his 23rd season against the Utah Jazz. It was a home game. He's missed pretty much the first month of the season with the sciatica injury. Came in, played 30 minutes, 4 for 7 from the field, 12 assists, 11 rebounds. 12 assists, 11 points. He shot 7 shots. So what I thought I saw was a guy that I've watched for the past 22 years be able to adapt his game to whatever's going on the floor. I don't think he's ever been a demand the shot kind of guy. He doesn't demand the ball. He's ball dominant and has been ball dominant because he makes the best decisions. But now he's on a team with a guy who does make very good decisions in Luka Doncic. He makes some bad. Everybody makes some bad, but primarily he's going to be the playmaker. The next playmaker is going to be Austin Reeves. I definitely don't agree with this whole narrative that LeBron James is not going to be able to fit in with that. I mean, we just saw it. I mean, you literally just saw it. And you still got people, it's just one game. Okay, well, if it's only one game, then you can't say he can't do it. But we've seen this multiple times. This is not the first time LeBron James has had 12 assists in a game. Putting him in a position where he doesn't have to put strain on his body to go down and score every single time, and they're depending on his offense, putting him in a position where his IQ wasn't allowing him to be able to stay on the floor, even at that age, and make high IQ basketball plays for other players. is dangerous. It's very dangerous. I'm not saying that the Lakers can win the championship, but they look way better than I thought with him. Way better. And again, it's a small sample size. It was against Utah, but they look a lot better with him. And it's not just LeBron James. It's the fact that Jackson Hayes is not starting anymore. So now when he comes in and off the bench, his minutes are way more effective. It's the fact that Luka Doncic is actually in shape, looks like he's trying to play defense, looks overall better. It's the fact that you can tell that Austin Reeves has gotten better as he has gradually gotten better since he's been with the Lakers. Gabe Vincent looks healthy. He's coming in off the bench, giving you great minutes. Marcus Smart is a fucking Tasmanian devil on defense. They didn't even play Vanderbilt against Utah, but when you add him to that roster, the Lakers are very, very capable. DeAndre Ayton, who nobody is talking about, is quietly having a very good year. Very good year. I'll put the stats up and what he's averaging here because I can't say it off the top of my head, but I'll make sure I edit it in. He's having a great year. He is having an amazing year, actually. But again, it's early. You know what I mean? Like we're not even 20 games in yet, so it's way too early to make any predictions. But as of right now, that's what I'm seeing. These are the things that are kind of jumping out to me: the Detroit situation, the Lakers situation, Houston, OKC. Of course, I'm always going to be monitoring Ant-Man in Minnesota and seeing what they got going on. They've been up and down, but they're a team that kind of likes to hang around, and then they make that push. The Knicks are still there. Shout out to the Knicks fans. All right. They still out there, but they dealing with a new coach, and they trying to get used to what they have to do as well. So it's still early, but very promising season, I think. I think if we can get a good, healthy season, I think we're going to have a pretty good year. The playoffs should be great. If LeBron and the Lakers can stay healthy, I think that's good for the game to have them competitive. And, of course, Denver out there. Denver and San Antonio. Listen, it's a lot of good basketball being played, man. Get off your high horse. Sit down and watch it. Tonight is the night to watch NBA Cup Friday. I'm your host, Marcus Cameron. It's the Front Office Podcast. Tees and Trees is the clothing line. Peace.